What is a stock vesting schedule? To start with, vesting simply means when a transfer of something, generally ownership interest in something, finalizes or transfers fully ownership to another person. So, in the instance of a company that is raising funds or otherwise has a relationship with a party whereby they are granting equity or options to that person, it is very frequent to make that transfer of equity or options subject to a vesting schedule, meaning that the individual receiving the equity or options is not the full owner of the equity or options until some point in time in the future, whenever those equity or options vest. So that is what vesting is and how vesting schedule works. Now, vesting generally either is time-based or subject to milestones. So if I make a vesting schedule that says you will receive 10% ownership in this business total, you will receive 3% after the first year, and you will receive the remaining 7% in equal increments over the next 2 years. This is an example of a time-based vesting schedule. And actually, that scenario is quite common. Another scenario is common when you have third-party contractors doing work for your company. When they complete a certain work schedule or specific activities are achieved, then they will vest in a certain percentage of ownership, whatever has been granted to them. Accelerated vesting is when the vesting requirements have not occurred yet. You have not completed milestones or not reached the time period, but there are things that have occurred that trigger accelerated vesting, meaning that you go ahead and invest in all of the ownership granted to you prior to the achievement of the milestones or prior to that time period. Generally, accelerated vesting happens when a company is sold or when you go through a substantial equity investment round. And the opposite of accelerated vesting is forfeiture. That is, you simply forfeit your rights in that equity because it has not vested yet. So something occurs and you forfeit it ahead of time.